Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode of Cycling Insider, let's talk about the new line of bikes from Focus and its range for 2020. Focus has really put out some very interesting bikes for the 2020 season, and I want to kick off this buyer's guide with one of my favorite Focus bikes, which is their Izalco Max range, and this time it's going to be Izalco Max Disc 8.9. So Focus, as you know, is a German bike brand, and they do some epic stuff, and especially if you are interested in lightweight bikes, lightweight frames, then you should definitely check Focus bikes. For example, this Izalco Max has a claim frame weight on their website. It says 1040 grams. I'm guessing this is size 56 or size 58, which is pretty impressive in my book. So Izalco Max is all about top performance when it comes to Focus bikes. This is the stuff that their professional bike riders are using, and these are the bikes that you would use if you want all-out speed and climbing abilities. So when you look at the 2020 Izalco Max Disc 8.9, first thing first that you notice is the retail price of 4,600 British pounds, which for all the people across the pond in US is about $5,500 US. So I gotta admit that the price is a bit of eye-watering, but you will see the components that Focus has included on this bike are very impressive. And as always, I truly believe that you should always negotiate these bike prices, because in my opinion they are just desired bike prices. So if you go something about 10 or 15% discount, which should be realistic on this type of the bike, you should get yourself a very impressive all-in racing bike. Paint scheme on this bike, well, you only got one paint scheme on offer, and this is white with a bit of black and a bit of green on the handlebars. Pretty classic, nice, clean white. I personally like this paint scheme, but again, I wish that Focus offers at least another paint scheme on these bikes, because they are pretty expensive, and I think you should have an option of paint scheme. So let's dive into the specification and let's see what you get for around 4,600 British pounds. So first thing first is the Focus frame. So we are speaking about top of the range Focus frame. This is their Max carbon fiber technology, which comes with the BB86 bottom bracket. The frame is ready for the through axles, 12mm through axles, both front and back, which is now a standard. And also an interesting thing with Focus and their through axles is that they have this patented system called RAT, which is almost like a quick release on your through axle. Frame is ready for 160mm rotors. This is nice to see, and definitely the fork is ready for 160mm disc rotors. Fork is also the carbon, top of the range carbon from Focus, Max Technology carbon. Again, 12mm through axle ready, and again 160mm rotors ready. When you look at the group set of this bike, you get a full electronic Shimano Ultegra group set, so Shimano Ultegra Di2, starting from the shifters, front mech, rear mech, everything is Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set, absolutely top notch. Cassette at the back is the Shimano's Ultegra 1130 cassette. So they didn't cut corners here, and they've included a nice climbing cassette. Chain is the Shimano's HG701, so Ultegra level chain, no cutting corners. Crankset, again Shimano Ultegra R8000 with 5236 chain rings. So when you pair it with 1130 cassette, you won't have any problems in climbing any steep mountains. Handlebars, nothing special, is an aluminum handlebar from BBB, and the stem is also aluminum stem from BBB. Saddle comes from Pro Logo. It's a Pro Logo scratch saddle. I personally have good experience with Pro Logo saddles, but if you don't like the saddle, that's a very easy fix and you can change it very easily. It won't cost you a lot of money. Seat post on this bike is again Izalco's Max Aero carbon seat post. It's one of those newly now D-shaped seat posts. It can also get a bit tricky if you need to kind of replace that seat post. You need to find this D-shaped seat post, but at least you got a carbon fiber seat post on this bike, which will definitely help in soaking up some of the smaller road bumps. Braking system on the bike is Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, which is absolutely perfect. They don't mention here the size of the rotors, but I'm guessing since the frame and the fork easily takes 160mm rotors, I truly hope they didn't cut corners, and I hope they included 160mm rotors on this bike. Now we come to one of the very nice highlights of the bikes, and this is the wheel set. One of my favorite things here is the DT Swiss PRC 1450 carbon fiber wheel set. DT Swiss, in my opinion, absolutely top-notch wheels, absolutely top-notch hubs. This would always be my choice, and to include it on this bike is absolutely perfect. Tires are Continental Ultra Sport 25C tire, very nice from Focus to go a bit wider. I would even fit a 28C tire to really get a nice comfy ride. Bike weight for this bike, again I'm guessing it's size 56 or 58, is 7.85 kilograms, so pretty competitive I would say. Always keep in mind that professional bikes can go down to 6.8 kilograms. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed with the new offering from Focus for 2020, and I've kicked off with one of my favorite lines of Focus bikes, which is Izalco Max, this time Disc 8.9, and as I said, it's a 4,600 British pounds bike, or about $5,500 US, and I personally think that with a bit of negotiation, 10 to 15% discount on the price, you can really get yourself a super impressive racing bike. I personally can't fault Focus on anything on this bike. They've really gone to the town with it. So full Shimano Ultegra electronic group set, carbon fiber wheel set from DT Swiss, Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, and a top-notch carbon fiber frame and fork from Focus. So as I say, I'm pretty impressed. If you are in the market for this type of the bike and this price range, please do have a look and test it. I think you will be really nicely positively surprised. So I think this is gonna be it for today. If you like what I'm doing, please do subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you are always informed when I make a new video. And as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Pura Vida!